Welcome to Milaka's Garbage. So pretty much, I just wanted to take the time to like introduce myself, introduce my podcast, and like just let everybody know about me, and then also like just what to expect, like to come in the future with like the kind of posts that I'm gonna be doing, the kind of people that I'm interested in interviewing, to like not only prepare you guys but also to like network with you guys as well. I kind of want this to be like an interactive thing and like to kind of see, I don't know, like what kind of people that I can interview and like what kind of people that are like of interest. And this is gonna be like just not only I guess, an educational thing. It's kind of gonna be like, I guess, my diary in a way. I don't want to talk about myself, I guess, too much, but just enough so that everybody knows like what page I'm on and I'm trying to be on. And to like let everybody know like you're not alone, like, pretty much. So for example, so my name is Milaka Sadler. I'm 27. I'm a college student. I go to Towson, and I commute. I don't live on campus. I live in Maryland, so it's like about an hour commute for me. And pretty much I'm just interested in like being a journalist. For a long time I kept saying like I want to be a journalist, I want to be a journalist, but I think now I can say that I am. I have like a good amount of published articles with the DC Voice, and currently I'm working with The Bridge. It's basically a branch off newspaper and online publication from the Washington Informant. So I don't have any published works with them yet, but I'm working on it, so just expect that in the future. But with the DC Voice, I have like several published articles, so check that out as well. So yeah, so I'm a college student, and then also I'm just like your average, DMV worker, I guess, artist to a certain extent, and just a person that's just interested in a lot of different things. Like me as a Libra, like, I just have a lot of interest, and I feel like for a long time that like held me back from like really doing what I wanted to do and like getting focused and focusing on just like one or like three central things. So like I feel like with journalism, like I get to like not only like express myself and my interests, but also like just explore like just so many different topics. Because personally I mean, maybe this is gonna make me sound nerdy, I don't care, but I just like really love education. I like history, specifically Black history, and I don't know, like I want to learn more about my people, the actual facts behind my people, and like step back from like the stereotypes, and also point out what are actually stereotypes. I want to put artists, Black artists, and people, Black people of interest, on the forefront, like the people who are owning like these businesses, starting these small businesses, like so that other Black people can know like you can actually do this shit. Personally, I do this shit for my siblings, for my family, to show them that it's more than just like the 9 to 5 like hustle. And not to say that I'm not doing that shit now, like the 9 to 5 hustle, and not to say I'm like at the top already, but I don't know, I'm just working my way up, and I'm definitely not where I was like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. So yeah, and also I did want to touch on like just like several things. Like I was just like, I am just like nervous about like doing this, because like first of all I really struggle with like I'm a person who struggles with social anxiety. Like a lot of people that know me or have known me probably notice it, or I've told them about it, and like I was just scared to do this because I didn't want people to think like, oh, she's talking to a camera. She can't talk in real life. So like, why the fuck is she doing this? But I don't know, like, I guess this is a way of like for me to like kind of just express myself and get to know people, and just work on that as well, because yes, I have social anxiety, but at the same time I'm trying to work on it. So yeah. And speaking of working on things, I feel like I and like just people in general should put just more things on the forefront, and not just like the good things, like the good and the bad things, I guess, or the not so pretty things. And like that's why I kind of call my podcast Milaka's Garbage, because it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna make shitty content, but I'm making like just real, like raw, and I guess garbage like content, like, you know, like it's just like, you know, it's in your face, you smell it, you feel it, and it's not any like, you know, pretty shit, I guess. Like that's just kind of, you know, what I want to express. And I feel like that kind of narrative, like, you know, put forth in social media, like just show the pretty things, just show the positive things, I feel like needs to, I don't want to say totally stop, because it's good to show the positive and the things that you achieve and like Black success, but at the same time I think it's important to show the reality of things. And I have to like tell my little sister about it. I talk to her all the time. You know, she's a couple years behind me, and she's like on her grind. She's trying to go to college. She's trying to, you know, figure out her career path and things like that. And like, she's going through the 20-something strains and struggles that, you know, we all go through. And for one, I did want to touch on like the importance of like just letting the whole age thing go. Like I feel like that kind of like got in the way of like me doing this, like, you know, and I'm nervous about it now, I guess. I mean, in our society, it's cool, it's, you know, it's popular, it's, you know, better, I guess, to be young, do things young, be successful young. But, you know, I saw something that it was like, you know, on average, like, you know, people don't, you know, get to that, I guess, place of success or make more money or like, you know, be closer or be at like, you know, where they want to be until like, what is it, 25 to 30. I mean, I'm estimating a little bit, but it's like, you know, later on in life, and like even if you don't do it by 30, exactly on the mark at the latest, like you still have time, like, you know, as long as you're here on this earth. So I feel like that's important to speak about. And like me being 27, still being in college, still working on my bachelor's, not even my master's yet, and I do want to get my master's, but and just like the amount of years that it's taken me, and like just the partly it was procrastination, partly it was like just figuring out my way. And even like when I was in school, like failing classes and things like that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm fucking up now a little bit, like I'm trying to get it together, but yeah, like just dealing with mental health and like just personal things that, you know, go on in your life as a 27-year-old, and then having to go to school as well. Sorry, leave that alone, my cat. So yeah, by the way, you guys are gonna see cigarettes and cats, so if you don't want to see that, then I would advise you to just turn the video off now. But anyways, so what was I saying? Yeah, the age thing. So yeah, like I mean, I felt like when I started to like seriously like go to school, I started at community college for first. Well, not first, because actually before that I went to several other colleges and dropped out, or I couldn't continue to go, and so yeah. But when I finally settled in on like this community college in Milaka, Maryland, College of Southern Maryland, I was like, a part of me felt embarrassed, because it was like, damn, like, you know, like I'm older now, like, you know, and I was around like 18-year-olds, and that was something that I faced and still face now, in my classes. Like, usually it's like younger kids around me, and honestly, I really didn't make much friends at College of Southern Maryland, and I haven't made any at Towson. And I think age ties into that, social anxiety adds to that, and just like my mental health, like, not necessarily trying to make friends. But also I think that has to do with the environment as well, which, we recently have discussed in class about I guess like some colleges are known for like not being as welcoming to like new people. Like they're already in their cliques, they're already in their groups, they're not really worried about making like new friends and things like that, and like the importance of like maybe joining societies and like groups and things like that. I keep getting off the subject. I'm gonna try to work on that and like do less rambling, but at the same time I'm doing this purposely to like, just trying to express ideas and I don't know, show myself. But anyways, yeah, so as far as the age thing, like, just let that shit go. And honestly, when I went to community college, that's when I really got exposed to like, oh, older people go to class. Like I was going to school with like 50, 60-year-olds, and like what's the proper term? Cause I don't want to say, okay, my bad. My girlfriend called. So, but anyways, yeah, I was saying I don't want to say remedial math, but like, like the math where you are not totally caught up to where you should be. Like honestly, I've always struggled with math. Like my strong suit is English. So yeah, I had to take those, and like, yeah, like there was like 50, 60-year-olds taking the course with me, and that like kind of like showed me like, oh. And then like also conversations with my family and things like that. Also like what made me like kind of like let it go more so like of me being like older going to school, it's like at least I'm doing it. Like, like I come from a family where not a lot of them like went to college, so it's like between my parents, I'm like the kind of like first of them to like go to college. My grandpa went to college too, and like, I was kind of pushed to go and like just not sure if I wanted to, and like, finally pushed through and like did that shit. And it was, I don't know, it was very sentimental to me because like once I finally like decided that I was gonna go and I was going, like my grandpa got a little bit more, he got more sick and like actually passed. And it was like, it sucked because it was like, damn, like selfishly I was just like, I wish you could have seen me like graduate. But yeah, like I'm just glad like he pushed me to do it, like just regardless. And it's not like just period, like I said, it's better to always go and like do that shit regardless of age. But anyways, what else did I want to talk about? Age, and then I don't know, just and then like on the final note, like I know how social media is like just so like, I mean, it's for the, like a lot of people say it's for the younger generation, but I'm not necessarily old, but like, I don't know, like I feel like past 25, like that's when it starts to get like, oh, I'm getting closer to 30 and shit like that. And yeah, like it's, whatever is popular, and usually whatever is popular is, more so the younger generation's thing. So I don't know, just letting all that shit go and just doing you. And I'm checking my notes. Yeah, I kind of talked about that, social media and society, how people think, and yeah, like things looking pretty and shit like that. And not showing the real. And that's what I'm gonna do in this. I'm gonna show it as much as I can and talk about it as much as I can. So for example, like yeah, like I don't know, like I had many ups and downs. I had situations where I struggled, and I'm gonna discuss those things over time. But like for now, like for some examples, is like my current situation. Like yeah, I'm in school. I need to work on going to class. That's one of the things I need to work on. Catching up on my bills. Like that's something that comes with like adulting and like the 20-somethings. Like just learning how to manage money, manage your time. And then like kind of like managing your energy as far as like where you're gonna put that and things like that. yeah, I need to work on my health. I don't know, like I need to eat like I'm 27, not like I'm 16. Which I have the issue of like doing. Luckily, I don't know, like I was raised in a home where I was taught about nutrition and things like that. So I'm just trying to get back on that. And then also my girlfriend, like she is a self-proclaimed gym rat, so she's trying to get, our household together, like at least in that aspect. I mean, in multiple aspects, but more so right now, that's what we're concentrating on, like just making sure we eat better and try to manage our money better as far as like what type of food we're gonna buy, what type of food we're gonna make, and things like that. I'm trying my best to get on board, because everybody prefers things that taste good over what's healthy. And not everybody, but you know what I mean. What else? Currently my house is, first of all, bills, they're piling up. I need to pay them. And that's car shit and that's house shit. Like that shit is just, it's low-key blowing me out. I was opening my mail, which I try to avoid. I try to avoid the mailbox as long as I can. Sometimes that's a bad habit of mine, because I know when I go in the mailbox, it's not usually going to be a check. It's usually going to be a fucking bill. So that, and then I need to clean up. I need to clean up real bad. I got 2 cats. And my girlfriend just moved in, so we're just trying to figure out this space. And like my apartment is kind of like small, so we're like trying to save and move out. So just like various things that I'm going through right now. And just where I was, like, like I don't know, like I'm doing okay for myself, like, progressing. I'm in my senior year in college, and like with my career, as far as like I said, like I want to be a journalist, but also I want to have a practical job as well. And that's going to be like, I'm thinking like I might want to be like a paralegal as well, or something like that, working in the office, because I want to have like a background in law and like just do different things with that, and just have that knowledge for like my articles as well. And like figuring out if like maybe in the future I want to be like a lawyer or something like that. But what else? But yeah, so jobs. So like when I was talking to my sister about this, and it's just like the transition from like retail and like those kind of like, I guess, like lower level kind of jobs, and like transitioning to like, I don't know, like office jobs, more, I guess, professional roles and things like that. Sometimes the switch can be hard, because like like people don't want to take a chance on you if they don't see that you have that experience already in your resume. But how am I gonna have that experience if you don't give me the chance? So I was lucky enough to like my first real job was in a real estate office. I worked at Avanti Real Estate, shout out to them, for my aunt Sheila, and that kind of helped me to like get in actually this more serious role. And as well as like those Indeed assessments are like annoying, but actually like they look at those because they were like mentioned multiple times. In a couple months, I've only been at this job a couple months, and they mentioned it a lot, like, oh, like she just scored high on a lot of these, like, those are annoying to take, but I would suggest taking them, like, especially for like, specific type of roles that you want, because they actually do like look at that. But yeah, like before that, before I work where I work now, and I work in an apartment building, and I work in their office, I work as concierge, and I work in the package room. Before that, I was trying that was the type of job that I was trying to get into, like more office type roles, more customer service oriented type roles. I was doing that before, because a lot of these jobs are like that anyways, but just more focus on that, I guess, area, and like just really more so the office background, administrative background, I guess that's more of the word to use. But yeah, so before that I was working at REI. I'm not gonna say shout out to REI, because I really did not care for that job. I mean, they probably have endless bad things to say about me. Supposedly I stole time. I don't know if, should I say all that? I don't know. I'm just, yeah. So I was fired from that role. But it taught me a lot about, like, you know, at the time I was going through a breakup. I was just, you know, going through my growing pains, and like, not to make excuse for myself, but like, that's just kind of what it was. And I was just very, just not my best self at that time. So I would just be late all the time. I didn't care about that job, and I didn't really like the type of work that I was doing. Um and yeah, so after I got fired from there, I just felt kind of, you know, I was thinking, like, what's next? Like, you know, like, I already did have my internship with the DC Voice, but I want to do, you know, more of that type of work, more office, more administrative work, and then also more work as a journalist. So, you know, after a couple months of applying, I worked for Amazon for a second to just have some type of money in my pocket. Literally quit, like, I only worked like 2 or 3 shifts. Like, they had me dragging those heavy ass bags. I wasn't about to do that shit. So I was done with that. And I'm trying to remember if I work for anything else. I don't know. But because I be going through jobs. Like, if I don't like that shit, then I don't know, for the most part, it's done for. Like, I say that REI so long because I can say that they do have benefits. Like, they give you raises, they give you bonuses and shit like that. I mean, if that's up your alley, then yeah, like, do that shit. But like, it wasn't really for me. But yeah. So what happened? So yeah. So then after that, like, you know, I finally landed this role. And what's funny is it was like an on-call position. So, and that's a position that a lot of people look over because, like, it's not consistent, people think. To a certain extent, like, you know, there's probably a high percentage are there, yeah, you're really just going to be on call. And that's like when somebody calls out, you know, sick, or they want to go on vacation. So I only really was doing, like, consistently, like, 2 days, like, some little shit. And which is like, it was fun for me because I had other work as far as like my article, and I was, like, you know, trying to figure out what I was going to do next, and I had school as well. So yeah, so I only worked like 2 days in the package room, and then and that's like basically just giving out the packages to the residents, checking them in, checking them out. And then they needed me to do other things, and I wanted to pick up more hours. So to just gradually, like, you know, I made my way upstairs as concierge, and then a I guess position kind of opened up for me, like I can't remember what it's called. Like, one of the managers, pretty much, I guess she found a better job, and she left, so they needed a little bit more help in the office. I'm not a manager in there, so yeah, but I just help with, like, just, you know, certain administrative duties that they need help with for the next couple months. And like, basically they're just helping me develop and, like, gather, like, the skills that I need for, like, you know, a more full-time role in the future when I graduate. I would like to stay with them, like, honestly, but, you know, if, you know, a permanent position doesn't open up, then yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the next. But yeah, and that's been like an interesting experience so far. What else? And then, like, I did mention that my girlfriend and I live together. That was like a recent thing, and that's like something that comes with your 20s too. Like, it's like I don't know, it's new, like, you know, like, just experiencing, like, different aspects of relationships, and like, moving in, it's just like, you know, you're like sharing your space with somebody. Like, that's just like, I don't know, you see my like, I was just like um I don't know, it's good and bad. Like, you know, I always have my stink to sleep with at the end of the night. But, you know, we have our different I guess expectations, or lack thereof, in certain areas that involve the household. And then also, like, just working on our inner demons, and doing what we do of our shadow work. I guess gradually. Also, I'm in therapy. I wanted to make sure to mention that. Because I don't know, I think that's an important conversation to have as well. Like, that I'm gonna try to integrate with everything. But I'm at like 13 minutes, and I know that we all, including myself, have short attention spans. So I'm either gonna make a part 2, or just you know, do the interview and post it. because I already know the person I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna tell y'all though. So just, I don't know, stay tuned for that. Hopefully this was not draining, and hopefully you watched the whole thing. I was gonna curse again, but I don't know if that's the best. Like, I'm still just trying to figure everything out. Like, I have been doing my research to a certain extent, but I think it's just gonna take me time to like figure out how I want to do everything. Rihanna is very distracting. This one is Rihanna, by the way. So like I said, you're gonna see them. So Rihanna, she's like, you know, people say she's feisty, and I guess my dad actually named her, and I guess that's kind of where she got her name from, because she just doesn't take bullshit well. Like, you know, if she doesn't want you to grab her, it's get off me, bitch. Jasmine, like, you'll see her later. She's the younger cat, and she has a little attitude on her as well, but she's just very much like very overly playful, like always messing with things. But anyways, yeah. Like I said, stay tuned, and thank you for watching Milaka's Garbage.